Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 3 of the Philly Pod. I'm your host, Dave, along with my buddy Mike. Mikey, how you doing, man?
Good.
Boy, we had a pretty good week in Philly sports, huh?
Yes.
The Arena Bowl.
Yes.
Philadelphia Soul taking down their second ever Arena Bowl title.
Beating the Arizona Rattlers 56-42.
Woo! And the defense played pretty well for them, huh?
Yeah, I got a little nervous, though, I got to admit. Watched that game. Soul jumped out to a 28-7 lead after one, but the Rattlers, they proved why they are one of the better teams in the arena football.
Well, they were the team to beat. Yeah, they were an 8-point favorite coming into the game. The Soul were clear underdogs in there.
Yeah. The Soul struggled a little bit. Rattlers able to come back and actually tie the game. Luckily, though, the Soul were able to take care of it and finish it off with a 56-42 victory.
Yeah, it was concerning when Arizona made that comeback. The Soul got out to such a huge start, setting an Arena Bowl record.
Yes.
Scoring 28 points in the first quarter.
They actually jumped out to a 21-0 lead in the first 7 minutes of the game.
Right. So I think that start really helped spark them to this title. Man, it was good to see. Like, I'll tell you what, Ron Jaworski, since taking over, really...
He knows his football.
He's really done a great job with it.
He has.
This is their third Arena Bowl appearance in the last 5 years. Like, that's... and they got their first title Friday in that span, but still, 3 championship game appearances in 5 years. I mean, you're doing something right, man.
I'll tell you what, though, Arizona, they were making their 10th appearance in the Arena Bowl.
Wow.
10th, yeah. And they're only even 29.
So that's a dynasty right there. That franchise.
Yeah, they won half of their. Well, now 5 of they've won half of their Arena Bowls.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
and they were able to take them down. Beat the odds too. Vegas had them as solid 8-point underdogs.
Well, they covered the spread and some.
They definitely did. But hey, good for the Soul, man.
Yeah, got a championship here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think that was nice for us. I think that was, you take it for what it is. It's an Arena League title, but it was something I think we could use right now.
Yeah.
Seeing as that we're in a bit of a lull here with Philly sports.
All the 4 major sport teams were building.
Man, when do you think was the last time we've been... Sorry to go off topic, but I'm just thinking now. When was the last time you think we had all 4 teams in really complete rebuild mode? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going back a ways there, dude.
Yeah. Jeez.
I can't think of one.
It seems like when one's in rebuilding, the other, you at least have 2 or maybe 3 that are in competitive.
Yeah, usually we've got someone who can pick us up.
But I mean, the Flyers are in the middle of the transition. That much I'll tell you right now, because they seem to be on the up and up, and I'll break that down as we get closer to the season. But really, I can't remember that time in my at least in my lifetime, and probably your lifetime, where everything just kind of fell flat.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I would think that the last time that happened, I would say maybe the early 90s, because I know that the Flyers were rebuilding with Lindros and the Legion of Doom, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
The Phillies, they were kind of in that rebuilding process, and then the Eagles. Well, then again, maybe I don't know. That's a good question.
That might be something we should look up. When was the last time all 4 teams?
Because I'm thinking, and you had the Eagles, Randall Cunningham, and Reggie White.
That might be our next trivia. Question. I'll tell you, when was the last time all 4 Philly teams had a losing record? In the same calendar year, like season.
Yeah. I mean, the Flyers made the playoffs, but they made it by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, they weren't. It was a nice story seeing that, but I think everybody knew the Flyers weren't going to do anything.
Yeah.
But major props to the Soul, man. Awesome bringing home a title to Philly, representing. Hey, guys, congratulations. Awesome job.
Definitely.
Awesome job.
Yeah. Big congratulations to Ron and his boys on winning a second Arena Bowl title.
Yeah, it was a nice 1-2 punch we got over the weekend. We had the nice Arena Bowl title Friday night with the Soul. And then Saturday night, we did have Eagles preseason action. Yeah, where I'll tell you what, they boys look pretty good.
Yes, they did.
Now, granted, well, let me start over. They looked really good. Offense, I thought the offense looked the best that they have all preseason, really all year long. But, I hate to, I feel like I'm always doing this with them, but, the Colts were without their 2 starting cornerbacks. No Antonio Cromartie, no Vontae Davis. So I think that made it a little bit easier on Nelson Aguilar and Josh Huff. Which, by the way, Nelson Aguilar had another drop in that game last
night. He had a drop and a pick.
Yeah. Now, granted, it wasn't the best throw Sam Bradford ever made, but it was a catchable ball.
It was.
And he got his hands on it. And a good receiver, hauls that pass in. And
Josh Huff had a rushing touchdown.
How about Josh Huff? As much as we've ripped him here, man, I'll give it to him. He actually played a pretty good game. He really did. Although I got to tell you, man, watching the Colts, like watching the replay of that game, man, I don't even know if a healthy Andrew Luck is going to help them.
Yeah, they got the work cut out for them. I mean, you're talking about an improved Tennessee team, a very much improved Houston Texans team, and then of course Jacksonville, who is like a question mark at the point, but I think even they'll have something to say about that in the AFC South.
Yeah, man, I don't know, that defense is going to be bad. I mean, Cromartie and Davis coming back will help them, but I watched that game and I thought, man, I'm glad I'm not a Colts fan because even with Andrew Luck staying healthy, I'm not sure. The offensive line didn't play that well. But then again, the Eagles front four, boy, they bring it, man. I'll tell you what, the Eagles front four plays really well.
They had 3 sacks in that game.
They did. They rushed her, they got on Andrew Luck. Like you said, they took him down 3 times, hurried some throws, got good pressure on him. They covered the screens well. But still, and you saw it, the corners, the cornerbacks are what's going to hurt this team.
I would agree.
Because when you saw that game, when the Colts were able to get into a rhythm, man, they just, T.Y. Hilton was open, Dante Moncrief going up making plays. The corners are definitely going to be an issue. And if we are having games where we can't get the pass rush home, if the front four is not getting home and teams are picking up the blitzes, that'll be some long days. And my mind immediately goes to when we see Russell Wilson this year, when we see Aaron Rodgers, when we see Matt Ryan.
Those are some good quarterbacks.
They are, and we just don't have the cornerbacks who can hang with those receivers.
I'll tell you what, as long as they're not getting the defense is getting pushed around like they did in that last year where they had a string of giving up at least 40 points. Again, I think it was against the Lions. They had a string of games where they gave up 45 points.
Yeah, you know what I always think of when you have that 45, the 3 games of 45 points in a row? I always think of that Thanksgiving Day game against Detroit, all right, where you have Eric Rowe, poor kid, going up, and he's lining up against Calvin Johnson one-on-one. And Rowe lines up to guard him, man coverage, and he peeks back over his shoulder to see if he had help. And I just remember thinking, oh, man, this is not going to end well. And sure enough, he got burned for a touchdown on that play.
That just showed that Chip Kelly's an inexperienced coach. You don't put a rookie on a guy like Calvin Johnson.
Well, see, was it just he was inexperienced or that he was a bad coach?
He was a bad coach. By the way, that second game that they gave up, the first game was against the Buccaneers, so they lost 45-17.
Oh, I remember that game.
And then the very next game, Thanksgiving Day, 45-14 beat down by the Lions.
That was bad, dude. That was a bad stretch of football.
That was some tough football to watch.
I think of how did that team win 7 games last year?
I've got
that's a little bit of a minor miracle. As bad as they were at times, they were still able to claw out 7 wins. But
that's what happens when you gas the defense.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think this defense is going to be gassed.
And it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't the other offense's gassing the defense. It was our own offense gassing that defense.
Yeah, man. I mean, Chip Kelly. I mean, come on, man. The own offense gassing your defense. I mean, come on, man. You're supposed to help your own team out.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. They're going to find out about that in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Because it looks like Blaine Gabbert's going to be running the show out there.
God.
But first round of Eagles cuts were made, and somehow, some way, our buddy Josh Huff, with admittedly, we were both willing to admit, a good performance Saturday night has what looks to be has secured a spot on this roster.
No, God, please, no.
That was a smoke screen.
So you're not buying into Josh Huff?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
He's a Chip Kelly product. The only reason he made the roster the last 2 years was because he was a Chip Kelly product from Oregon, and you know how Chip Kelly loves his Ducks and refuses to cut them.
Yeah, that was a really weird thing that he did there. But anyway, Chip's gone. Josh Huff is still here. And who got the boot at wide receiver for Eagles cuts were Chris Givens and Ruben Randall, which I have no problem with, because with Ruben Randall, when the ball wasn't coming to him, he just didn't play. All right, he gave up on plays. He refused to run block. He just gave up on the routes, and just if the ball wasn't coming to him, he just checked out. So I had no problem with that. I would have liked to have seen them keep Chris Givens, because he's got some vertical speed that I think would bring a good option to this offense. I think they need that going down the field. But alas, Josh Huff is still on this roster.
One guy I hope makes the team, that kid Turner.
Oh, Paul Turner. I mean, he's still, he's arguably, you can make the case he's been, we said this last week, he's probably been the most consistent receiver all throughout minicamp, training camp, and in the preseason. So it would be really cool to see him make it. Is he going to contribute in the regular season? I don't think so. I don't know if he's that. I don't think he's that caliber of a player. But you never know. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I mean, he could be a special teams guy. First, he'll work his way in.
Be like Ike Reese, man.
Yeah. Vince Papali.
Yeah, yeah, right. Right. Another interesting development that happened over the weekend. Tony Romo, as I'm sure many of you saw, and all you transplanted Cowboys fans are aware of this. Tony Romo suffered a compression fracture in the vertebrae in his back. He's going to be out 6 to 10 weeks, which means time for the Dak train.
I don't know what to expect out of this kid. I mean, he's looked good in preseason play, but the speed changes rapidly in the regular season. So whatever he's done up to this point is good, but he better be ready as a rookie to step up in the regular season, because the regular season things are moving consistently. So
it's a totally different game.
Yeah,
it's a totally different game in the regular season. And yes, Dak Prescott has looked really good going up against second string players. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to deny that.
No, oh no, yeah.
But when you go in there against the big boys and teams are actually game planning for you, which they're not doing that in the game 2 and 3 of the preseason.
Yeah.
No one's game planning for you with their backups and third stringers in there. When you're going up against the big boys and they're game planning, well, then we're going to start to see some things from Dak Prescott that all of a sudden we didn't see.
Not to mention, you look at who you're playing this year. Cowboys got, like the Eagles, had their work cut out for them this year.
Oh, it's not easy.
You got the Packers, Lions, Vikings. You got the NFC, AFC North. You got the Steelers, Bengals, Ravens. You got a tough schedule ahead.
Oh, it won't be easy for him, without a doubt.
So we'll see what this kid's really made of this year.
Well, we will. But the more interesting question is, how does this Tony Romo injury impact the Philadelphia Eagles' chances of winning this division?
I honestly think that the division runs to the New York Giants right now. I think they look like the most complete team. Obviously, Washington, you can make the case. You know, they've got a decent team there. But I think this division currently runs through the New York Giants.
See, I kind of agree with you. I think with Romo going down, I do think that the Giants are now the favorites to win this division. But the question mark is going to be the defense.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how often do you really, throw all those pieces together in free agency and it works out for you?
We saw it in 2011 with the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that firsthand with Vince Young and the Dream Team.
And not to mention, you have Eli Manning who has at times a tough time limiting the turnovers. He needs to limit the turnovers and be the quarterback that led him to the 2 Super Bowl titles in 2007 and 2011.
Yeah, that's always been a big Achilles heel for Eli. Turning the football over. No question. No question it has been. But I look at those offensive weapons, and I think that's a bad mismatch. That's a big mismatch for the Eagles when you're going to have Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard, possibly a healthy Victor Cruz on the outside that you're going to have to defend one-on-one.
That's a scary combination of weapons.
That is, and like we were just talking about, if the defensive line's not getting home on that day, that I could see the Giants giving the Eagles fits.
Not to mention our pal Rashad Jennings, who we
Yes,
mentioned in the
right.
fantasy
One of
show.
our sleepers, that's absolutely right for our viewers. Oh, by the way, I had my fantasy draft last night.
All right, how'd it go?
Boy, I think I made that really well, man. You want to hear my team?
All right, let's hear it.
All right. I had the 3rd overall pick, and I did something a little unconventional that I was talking about on our fantasy football special. I pulled the trigger. I went 3 wide receivers in a row. I went Julio Jones, Alshon Jeffrey, and Amari Cooper with my first 3 picks. And so I expected to be completely depleted at running back. But I ended up getting Thomas Rawls in the 4th round.
Nice.
Drew Brees as my quarterback in the 5th round. And this is the one. I got C.J. Anderson in the 6th round.
Wow.
I'm thrilled. And then I got Kobe Fleener as my tight end, so I was able to land my sleeper. Dude, I'm pumped. I got Ryan Matthews, Jeremy Hill on my bench at running back. I am ecstatic with my team. And we have our draft coming up, too, within the next week.
Yes.
Yeah. So, that'll be pretty cool, man.
It will be. I look forward to kicking your butt.
Well, we'll see. I'm looking forward to eating my cheesesteak at the end of the year. That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I've heard those words before, like in the previous Madden Bowls. Which, by the way, Madden Bowl. We should explain the Madden Bowl to everybody out there listening.
No one knows.
We'll get this out there on the ears. The Madden Bowl is a little best of 7. What we call it? Series. Yeah,
yes.
It's a best of 7 series in Madden that Mike and I have with each other. We set up dates for each game. We go over each other's place, and we'll play a certain game in the series that night, and that's the best of 7. And we've had what's this going to be this year? Is this going to be the 4th or the 5th?
4th, because the one we didn't do. This will be the 4th, because remember
I think
this might be the 5th. Yeah, you might be right.
Because I've won 3 out of 4.
Yes. Well.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that one in there just to make sure. Yes.
I almost came back and beat you though.
What was that word again?
Almost.
Mm-hmm. Again, almost. You know what they say? Almost only counts on horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah, if only I hadn't pushed the wrong button, I would have tied that game in Game 7, and I would have completed the 3-0 comeback.
Yeah, but
I didn't.
You didn't. And here I am holding 3 trophies.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're getting a little off topic. So do you think... All right, so you think that this really helps out the New York Giants. So I guess you're not buying into what we saw Saturday night then?
Not yet.
Okay.
Do it in a regular season game where the tempo picks up and games count. Do it because you've got some, again, like we spoke about with the Cowboys, you got a tough opponents this year. So we're gonna see what these Eagles team is made of.
Yeah, I hate to sound coming down there. I just don't see it, and I just keep going. But you win in this league with your quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And like Sam Bradford's never had a winning season in the league.
Wow.
So
really?
yeah, I mean, so why am I all of a sudden going to believe in Sam Bradford and the Eagles now?
Well, for one, you don't have Chip Kelly anymore, but yeah, I understand your point there.
I mean, to me, dude, this is really scary because you know my immediate thought after watching the game is the Eagles have another spectacular maybe let me back up. I'm not going to say spectacular, but they had another really good preseason performance Saturday night. They did offensively. Very similar to what we saw against the Green Bay Packers last year. And now I wonder, between Tony Romo going down and the performance by the offense Saturday night, is this going to be what sets people up to suck everybody in? And I think it is. Talking with some people, now hearing Tony Romo go down, I mean, dude, people are really starting to think the Eagles have a chance. In fact, at my draft last night, I got in a debate with one of my buddies. Because I said, people, I just made the statement. I was like, yeah, I think people are starting to get a little too hyped about the Eagles. He goes to me, well, I don't see why they can't now that Romo went down.
They're forgetting the other two quarterbacks in this division have both won NFC Championship, NFC East titles, and one that has won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, Eli's. I'm not worried about the Redskins though. I just think there's too much dysfunction going on there in DC.
What you're saying is you don't like that?
Oh, a wise guy, eh?
Nah, that's right. I'm not buying. You can take that Kirk Cousins, whatever, saying you can shove that. But nah, I'm not. I don't know. It's just like, dude, this is the thing with the Redskins, man. Like Josh Norman's having the pregame radio show. Before the games, he's going to have a radio show. And his head coach didn't even know about it.
Wow.
We'll see if we can dig that clip out for you and get that up on the link when we post the podcast tomorrow, Tuesday. But man, that just tells me like what is going on there, and what's this guy doing where he's going to have? Oh, another thing that we have to talk about Josh Norman. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place, but it just popped right back in my head. How about the nerve of Josh Norman to call out Sam Bradford?
He's a punk.
To the media. Total punk. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, Josh Norman's comments, see, Mike's going to see if he can pull them up now, but don't quote me on this one right now. His comments were to the effect of he is licking his chops to play the Eagles this year because Sam Bradford is not even the top 20 quarterback in the league. Which, okay, you know what? I look at that on the surface, and I say to myself, yeah, all right, he's right. But you're talking about my quarterback. You're talking about my guy. All right, keep your name out of his mouth. We're going to go there, and we're going to show you. You know what I mean? That just gets that fire inside of me, where you get that competitive drive. So, you got him up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up now.
All right.
I can't wait to play Sam Bradford twice a year. 1 second here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still pulling it up here. It's slow.
All right, but anyway, so he took a cheap shot at Sam Bradford, which, all right, I guess when you look at the quarterbacks in the division, Sam Bradford's probably going to be the guy to take a cheap shot at. But I got to tell you what, man, I think karma might be coming back on Josh Norman.
Well, you know what they say, talk is cheap.
Well, see, that's the thing, because now he played in a really, really good secondary with Carolina last year, with really the last 3 years in Carolina, with 2 really good safeties over the top to give him a little bit of cushion. And he doesn't have that this year in Washington.
Nope.
So that means he's going to be going up against Dez and Odell without that help over there. So I have a little sneaky feeling. I'm going to go on air and say this for the record. I have a feeling that Josh Norman might have a little, I'm going to say it, a little Nnamdi Asomugha moment here in Washington.
Well, you know what they say, karma is a you-know-what, and I think that is exactly what's going to happen here.
It's just a hunch. I just have a feeling. It seems to be whenever these cornerbacks get paid and they go to a new team, it just seems like this is the move that doesn't really work out. And now, just another thought off the top of my head, if he was that good, why wouldn't Carolina rework that deal? I mean, they just outright cut him. They were going to franchise him, and then they got rid of him. What does that tell you? Because to me, that's a red flag right there about Josh Norman.
Tells me he's overrated.
He very well might be. So you don't think, So you really don't think the Eagles' chances at least go up a little bit of winning the division, even with Romo down?
I say slightly, but not to the point to where I'm going to say it on record that they're definitely going to win the NFC East, because you still have a good New York team, and Dallas does have weapons. It's not like they don't have weapons to help Dak out. So and you look at what Tom Brady did up in New England without weapons. So if
yeah, but that's also Tom Brady.
True. True, but again, I don't see it yet. There are too many question marks for me to go out and say that the Eagles will win the NFC East this year.
See, it's making me nudge the win total a little bit. I think with Romo going out, can we pull the schedule up? How many times do they play the Cowboys? I'm curious to see in that 6 to 10 week range.
All right, 1 second.
Yeah, Mike's going to get that. But I would think, now if they play Dak twice, I think the Eagles can actually sweep the Cowboys. So that might put them up into that 6-7 win range. I think if Romo misses both games. We haven't given you our official predictions yet. We're going to wait until next Monday. Which
next Monday.
Is going to be our next show before the season officially kicks off. But I think Romo going down helps him there. But this team's just got fatal flaws, and it's the cornerbacks. Oh, you got it?
We play them in Week 8 and Week 17.
So he might not even. So
Yeah.
he could be back for both. So he in theory could be back both of those games.
But as to how he'll play, that's to be determined, though.
So let me ask you this. Let's say Tony Romo only misses 6 games. All right. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys go 5-1 in that time. And Prescott plays really well. What do you do?
You got controversy.
I know, but what do you do?
I think you give the team back to Romo only because he is the leader of the team.
So you go back to Romo.
Yes, because the season is still very long. However, you make the case that they go 5-1, it'd be very hard to give the job back.
What are you doing? You're Coach Lazovich. Who are you going with?
Dak.
Well, I thought you just said you were going to go back to Romo. Or you think that's the right move?
That's the right move. But in my gut, I'm going Dak. Only because you're 5-1, you deserved it, you've earned it. Now, obviously, if they're 1-5, you're going to go back to Romo.
Well, that's without, that's without question. I think you have to go Dak in that situation.
Now, let's say this thing goes the distance, and he's out the duration of what that maximum could be.
So he misses 8 games,
and he goes 7-1 or 8-1.
Oh, well, there's no question in my mind.
Yeah. Dak, you're the starter. Romo, take a seat on the bench.
Wouldn't that be ironic? Because that's how
he took his shot from Bledsoe.
Yeah. Well, no, did Bledsoe get hurt in that game, or did he get benched?
I think he got hurt. I could be wrong.
He just I know. Yeah, everybody knows he was hurt against Brady, but I don't remember if he was hurt or he just got benched. Because that was against the New York Giants. I think it was a Sunday night game. My memory's right when Tony Romo made his debut. Played the second half and the end of the first half there. But I don't know. I just can't see the Eagles pulling this division out. You got it?
Yeah. I'm still looking.
Okay. So, all right. Well, we're coming up on the end here of our half an hour. Boy, we had a good week on social media, man. I'll tell you what. So let's give some shout outs here really quick. And then we gotta go back to our trivia question. I totally forgot. I'm sorry, guys. Our trivia question was name the last time that the Philadelphia Eagles went winless in the division. And none of our followers were able to get it correct, which means we're going to turn it over to Mike. And if Mike can get this one correct, it will be Dave and Mike 1 and the viewing audience 0. So, Mike, I'm going to ask you the question. When is the last time the Philadelphia Eagles went winless in the division?
I'm going to say 1997.
You would be incorrect. The last time they went winless in the division was 2005, post-Super Bowl year.
Mike McMahon.
Yeah. Oh, man. Mike McMahon. Yeah. Oh, boy. But here's our new... All right, well, we're back here for our, week 2.
Yes.
Well, it's episode 3, but we got week 2 of trivia, Philly Sports Trivia with Dave and Mike. And here it is. And I think we're going to go with what we hit on this earlier in the show. Name the last calendar year that all 4 Philly sports teams had a losing record. So the last time in the calendar year, all 4 Philly teams had a losing record. Again, call up, don't call up. We don't have the phones going yet.
Yeah.
But, hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud. All right, leave us comments. Hit us up at Philly Pod or write
Facebook.
us up. Yeah, leave us a. I don't even know the Facebook stuff. Will you leave a message on Facebook?
Yeah.
Is the post what is it?
Post.
All right, so leave us a post on Facebook, and I know the shout outs are cool and all that. It's probably not exactly what people want for getting a trivia answer right, but we are in the works of trying to getting some merchandise. Philly Pod merchandise. Okay, that is in the works. All right, so keep that in mind. That's on the back burners. By the way, guys, thanks for hanging with us with some of the technical stuff. We do have new accessories coming from the microphones because I know listening to it, some of our P's and our B's are a little harsh on here, but we got the right stuff coming on the way, so we appreciate everybody hanging in. We're going to make it legit. Like we said, we're on a budget, but we're going to do it legit, which means time for us to move on. It's time for shout-outs. And like I was alluding to, we had a really, really good week on social media. Gained 7 new SoundCloud followers. So we want to give shout-outs to Meg Morg, 3477, Justin White, the rapper, ASVPX Nelly, looks like Hi, it's Jade, Too Good for Y'all, Catherine Berg, and Cameron Randall. So, guys, thanks for listening to us on SoundCloud. Great job. Listen, we appreciate all the support.
And our Twitter followers, Sesty Flyers News and Ryan Schultz, and of course the Facebook message I got from Bailey Alexander Cornwell.
Again, guys, listen, thanks for all your support. Again, we're on YouTube. We're going to get that out. Check us out on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter at the Philly Pod and like us on Facebook. Mike, week 4 of preseason, last one. Anything you want to say?
Just to see who can make the roster. Really, you don't really look too much into the 4th game. I'm really looking forward to just week 1 of the regular season now.
It's coming up, man. Not far away from it. NFL football.
Yes.
We're only a couple weeks away now, man. Oh, man, you can taste it, dude. It's coming.
Well, for those who really enjoy it, college football starts off this weekend.
Yes, it does. Yeah, you can get a little taste of that. But anyway, we got to sign off. Thank you guys for listening. We'll post this hopefully Tuesday the 30th. Signing off here, I'm Dave.
I'm Mike.
Thanks for listening to the Philly Pod.